Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
John Archiquette.
Will somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way?
Matt Turner.
I'm not afraid.
And Joshua Gray.
You will be.
What's going on, Outriders? John, Zach, and Matt.
Oh, God.
Are you?
Why?
Wait, I probably need to do this in John, Matt, Zach order, so we're maintaining the alphabetical order, and then...
Nah, just leave me in, on third base. That's fine.
Okay. That's fair.
That's the best base.
Put me bottom tier. I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
No, you're fine. Hey, how's it going, Zach?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everyone else doing?
Breaking news here. Zach likes to be on the bottom. Got that going.
Okay,
right.
that's things
Hashtag bottom.
We now
We're learning
know.
more and more about Zach every time.
But if you didn't hear, Josh has hung up his microphone. I'm sure he will be a guest from time to time again in the future, but he broke the news last week after John was safely on his way somewhere else so he couldn't freak out and kill him. But
it was quite the tear-jerking post he made, too.
Yeah, he poured his heart out. And
that was
honestly,
the most positive
of
emotion I've seen out of him.
It was weird that he would save it for the time he was leaving. So,
right.
Yeah, thanks for, making your legacy confusing, Josh.
So, Zach, in order for you to, fully fit in here and replace Josh, we need you to dial up your angst.
Yeah, what do you hate?
Yeah, what grinds your gears, Zach?
Yeah, what gets you going?
What really grinds my gears?
What spins Zach up?
Facebook comments.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Don't forget, you can leave comments on our Facebook page, Legion Outriders /Facebook.
Address all of them to Zach.
Yeah, just tag him on everything.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But thank you for coming out back to the show. Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, we have a good Legion community here, and we've got a number of players who are good at the game, understand the game, probably play more often than some of us. But Zach has that and the ability to actually, talk in public, which is nice.
Hooray, military training. All right.
Wait, really?
What?
You can talk in public?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in public right now.
Okay.
We are secluded in your broom closet.
Hold on a second.
But...
We already established you were a Marine. You didn't get to, do briefings. Did you?
Does yelling at juniors count as briefings?
I guess so.
Okay,
do you have to tell them which end of the crayon to start from? Or
no, it's on the back of the box.
The best way to floss to get the paper from between your teeth?
We can read the instructions while we eat, okay? We're all good.
Is purple the best flavor?
False.
I was thinking sunburst yellow.
Ooh, that's how you get your vitamins.
Yeah.
It tastes like Sunny D.
We're happy to have you back here, Zach, and hopefully we'll be able to
People are asking, is he the third Outrider? I don't know.
We're still we're still holding auditions. Zach, the first episode you did, I wasn't here for it. Got to listen to it. You did a great job.
Oh yeah, this is your first time with Zach on the mic, so you're in for a treat.
So I knew he'd be good at it after we spent like a 6-hour road trip. No, well, 6 hours one way on a trip down to the RPQ in Prescott. So
you guys bonded?
Yeah. We had some good conversations. Like, you know what? I think this dude could hold his own on the microphone.
He's thinking that I'm saying I hate his guts every 2 seconds. Just like, get me out of here, but I don't want to disappear in the desert. So
that's probably a normal reaction to most people, I think. But that most people have to me, at least.
So speaking of you being gone,
yeah,
how is Louisville?
Louisville.
I'm not even opening my mouth to pronounce it now.
Kentucky land?
Kentucky land, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was in Louisville, however you want to say it. It was a good time. I was there for the National Veteran Wheelchair Games, so this is the second year I've done it. Last one was Orlando. Great experience. Some really awesome veterans to work with. Some really cool stories. 650 guys that were there, well, guys and girls. 22 different events. Just great experience.
Yeah, it seems good. I noticed you're dressed as Tiger Woods today.
You know what? Actually,
wait, did you and Ron Swanson have sex yesterday? Is that what happened? He's got the red polo with the dark slacks.
Later on, we'll be playing a jazz concert with a saxophone.
Yeah. Oh, the little Duke Silver on the
Duke Silver, yeah.
The center stage.
Yeah, I'm wearing, for those, the non-visual listeners
I already
out there.
said what you were wearing.
Yeah,
so,
red polo shirt.
Yeah,
slacks,
it's beautiful. But anyways.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience, and the guys who compete in that every year, just some really inspirational people. If you want to look more into it,
just go watch ESPN.
yeah, we were on ESPN. Yeah, we made
That's cool.
the top 10 list.
Is that the na?
Look at you knowing sports
Yeah,
ball.
nailed it. I mean, it's only been around for like 30 years, so I'm sure I ran across it once or twice.
Yeah, well, it's it made the top 10. One of our Marine guys who was a 2-time Super G winner, and the Super G is nuts. It's basically like if you combine like a Spartan race with a Tough Mudder and then have it in a wheelchair.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the obstacles those guys have to go over, and like legitimately dangerous too. I mean, there's like a balance beam where they've got like 2 2x4s that you pretty much have to wheel yourself across, and they're like probably about 5 feet off the ground.
Damn.
Yeah, so you got these guys in wheelchairs who are basically racing one another.
So
they're
not
going
taking
across
their
these
time
beams,
always.
not taking their time
Yeah.
at all. Having to pull themselves up, like a rope up an incline without using your feet at all, obviously. So just all upper body strength. Yeah, incredible athletes.
So I know a couple of months ago you did the winter side of those kind of games.
Yeah.
And you got some really cool footage skiing downhill.
Yep.
Did you get rollerblades?
I did
And
not have any rollerblades, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No.
You're not really trying your
I
best
should
then,
have.
are you?
I was kind of a skateboarder growing up, so we called those guys fruit booters. So I don't know if I could, I don't know if I could bring myself to doing that. Sorry for any of you aggressive skaters out there.
Yeah, I think you inline skater enthusiasts.
Hey, look, if you're like my generation, if you're one of the older group of millennials, there was a definite rivalry between skateboarders and aggressive skaters. Okay.
Mostly, in SoCal growing up, all the people that did the inline skates was mostly just for street hockey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Oh, well.
I'm sure there was a couple people.
I blame all those rivalries strictly on Brink and Johnny Tsunami because they definitely divided.
Brink. Yeah. Wait. So Brink was the skateboarding movie.
It was skateboarding and rollerblades.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Johnny Tsunami had the skiers versus snowboarders. So Disney was all about fostering these hate environments.
You know what? You're probably right. That's probably exactly where it all stems from. Way to divide us all up, Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Causing a divided nation.
Speaking of Disney causing divided nation, Star Wars news. What do we got, Matt?
I don't know how it's divisive at all, but...
Did you see Episode 8?
Oh. Okay, gosh. Bring that horse back out here to
it was a
smack a
legit
few more
segue,
times.
okay?
Yeah, okay. We'll agree to disagree. But they unveiled the Sith Trooper that's going to be in Episode 9.
Dude, it
It looks
so
pretty
cool.
sweet. Pretty sweet. And they're filling out that whole, troops and vehicles segment of the First Order and Resistance. So maybe eventually we'll see them appear on the table.
I would imagine that if they're going to do
2022.
if they're going to do the new factions, I would imagine that would be
It would make sense.
because there really hasn't been any
after the
iconic-
Hutt cartels and the pirates and all those guys get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ewoks.
The Mandalorians.
I think that there's kind of a lack of really iconic troop types in the new movies, so I think having those would be a definite shoe-in.
I heard a fun fact about the Ewoks the other day.
What's that?
During the entire movie in which they appear, nobody ever refers to them as Ewoks.
Oh my God, you're right.
There you go. That's something you know now.
I didn't even think about that. So
Yeah.
was that
I was like, you're right.
was that when they were still thinking about having them be baby?
Could be. Maybe they
Wookiees?
just didn't update the script, or it just seems like the rebels are just rolling little fuzzy cannibal bears. Yeah, screw it. Like, come on down. Rebellion's all equal opportunity. Let's get in there.
Wait,
knock
you
some
mean-
Imperial heads together.
You mean they named a Star Wars character after the fact? That's never happened before.
No, of course not. Like probably Salacious Crumb. I can't imagine that he had a name rolling into production, but whatever.
I feel like all the characters in the
Max
Tatooine,
Rebo.
the Mos Eisley Cantina, then they all have "Hello, my name is." name
No,
tags on them.
right. Yeah, I'm actually curious about it. I know they all have names. I don't know when they actually all came about, but
Zach, do you know?
I have no clue other than Ewoks are the most dangerous unit that we could possibly
the most
get.
dangerous prey.
Yeah, I mean, if vehicles
easily.
if vehicles ever become prevalent in this game, just watch.
No, we're going to
Ewoks
have
come out.
Ewok troops for the rebels to take, and they're going to have a detachment glider that drops rocks on.
Hey, you
things.
know what?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get a flying unit in there.
I like it.
I mean, besides the T-47. Sorry, forgot that even exists.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so a little bit of
And
Star
San
Wars
Diego
news,
Comic Con's
but-
going on.
Oh, yeah.
They brought down the trooper with all the armor for people to check out, and I'm jealous, but I'm sure we'll see some stuff. They've got the whole museum thing over at the landing pad in Disney, so hopefully, if you're still going in October, we'll see stuff there.
Yeah, I'm still down. We still need to plan that out. But,
Yes.
Yeah, and also San Diego Comic Con showed the preview for the new Top Gun movie, which is nothing to do with Star Wars. But
I mean, just put a little, call him Red Leader or something, and then pretend.
look, I looked at the IMDb page, and Val Kilmer is going to be in it.
Oh boy!
So
Just his glistening abs.
I hope so. they need to work that CGI budget in there somewhere. Right?
Oh no, he's been working out. He's been hitting them crunches.
Oh, poor Val Kilmer.
poor Val
I think he
Kilmer.
had health issues, so I don't know. If
He
joked about
definitely
that.
did. He
Okay.
definitely did.
Bunch of jerks.
I mean, have you listened to our podcast? Well, just because Josh is gone, does
Yeah,
not
we gotta
mean that the jerk
bump up our
It-
jerk
it's still
quotients.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to raise the bar for the jerk level.
What's with the underprivileged? Why don't they just stop it? Got like AM radio going on here.
All right, so that's about it for Star Wars news, right? Legion-related stuff. We got some good news here locally. Looks like our good friend LJ Pena has been able to
Oh yeah.
work his magic, and we're now looking at a 64-player pool.
We were originally at 64
64,
players.
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Now,
128.
now we're at 128.
Yep.
So Friday is the first 64 player pool. So that's Heat 1. If you already bought an LVO ticket, you're probably in Heat 1. Over the weekend, Heat 2 opened up. So you can either play on Friday or Saturday, the top 4 from each of those days, and then goes to Sunday's finals, as well as having, Saturday is the dual tournament, and Sunday's also a narrative event. So it's 3 days full of Legion at LVO this year.
Yeah.
So-
Speaking of days of LVO, we still have our Rally Point qualifier coming up here. I keep forgetting to mention it again, but we have tickets online, power9games.com. It's going to be October 12th and 13th. Back to LVO coverage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's obviously another great reason to come to
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yes.
Hang out with us. But yeah, LVO. So
John will be here.
yeah, I will be here. This is true.
Josh might even be here.
He might if his life allows him to get away. from
Zach will probably be here.
My wife can kill me afterwards.
Yeah, see? It's better to dig a grave than ask permission.
For the record, I
think
did say
it's- yeah.
life, not wife, just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
in case Nova hears.
Yeah.
Because Nova's cool, and I don't think Nova would be preventing him from coming to.
No, of course not. She's good people.
LVO.
She's the the female voice you hear at the beginning.
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
There's something
So-
every day.
With LVO being a 2-day thing, Matt, do you want to do? Well, I'm sorry, 3-day, but first day for Heat 1, second day for Heat 2. Matt, are you gonna create a second entry?
That's not a
increase-
bad idea.
to increase your
yes.
odds.
My name is Guy Incognito.
It's Tat Murder.
Yeah. Wait, what was my not Turd Ferguson, but Dirk Torkelson.
Dork,
yeah.
Dork Torkelson.
Dork
That's
Torkelson.
right. Dork
Here
Torkelson.
to
shows-
here to play some Legion. Here's some of you boys like playing with stormtroopers.
I'm
Your
just trying.
accent is changing with everything you're saying. I was hoping you would not notice that.
I am just trying to look out for you, trying to help increase your odds of making the cut.
I mean, hey, I can be the first person disqualified. So double my odds of getting last place.
That's true.
Since I got robbed last year.
In 128th and 127th, it's Dork Torkelson and Matt Turner. Will you please come up?
Both of you guys, come on up here.
It's like a bad episode of Saved by the Bell.
Hi, I'm Matt Turner. I'm here to accept my award, but I've got to go to the bathroom right now. Exit stage and just put on a cowboy hat and a mustache and go like, oh, where'd that Turner fella go?
Actually, I really want
Got
you
him.
I really want you to do a costume change in the middle of LVO and come back as Dork Torkelson.
I'm going to do Hopper PI, I think. Get the Magnum PI shirt going. We'll see if people still get that reference in, the months.
What, Hopper?
Yeah.
From talking about Stranger
Yeah,
Things?
Stranger Things, yeah.
So, little side thing here.
That's all we've been doing today, side things.
My girlfriend definitely said, you know what? I'm watching Stranger Things, and Matt kind of reminds me of like a younger, more in shape looking Hopper.
Oh, isn't that kind of her to say?
So-
I've actually legitimately, while working at the front counter, had a young man come up and not ask if I, or note that I look like him a little bit, but asked if I actually was him. He might have been on drugs. That's the only thing I can imagine there, but that's funny.
You should have totally played it off. I mean, like, actually, I am, and this door back here totally leads to the other side.
Yeah, honestly, I actually had that epiphany afterwards. You know, one of those shower thoughts that you get. It's like, no, what I should have said is like, nope, actually, it's a Tide commercial. But
so that's great news that we had for LVO.
Yes,
get back
very
on topic.
exciting.
So good job, LJ. Way to continuously managing, to step up your game and,
and also thank you to everybody that let us know that suppressive doesn't stack.
Oh, yeah, that too.
We got that a lot.
We did, because I feel like that's something we should probably know.
Speaking of LJ, yes, exactly. LJ broke it down. He's like, if it's numbers, if no numbers is no stack. And but this was after he's like, oh, did you guys ever find out the answer to that? And I was like, yeah, no, we got it. Thank you, everybody. And then he proceeded to tell us anyway. So
I mean, you know what? Like, honestly, we never give definitive, like, this is the rules, this is how it is.
No, because we're never actually sure about anything ever.
Yeah, so don't ever take our words as gospel. We're here to entertain, not inform.
We're here to entertain, not explain.
But although that's why we brought Zach here.
Yeah, that's why Zach's here.
Zach helps us with the, being accurate thing, knowing things about the game. The other thing, too, about, organized play here, it looks like we got a list of more grand championships coming out. And for those of you living overseas in Europe, not only are you getting all of your Legion products before we are here in the States, now apparently
as opposed to us living overseas here in America.
Yeah, right. Although, man, this dude in Australia that sent us the message, they got Tauntauns like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently their ship didn't sink.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess like Tauntauns can float, right? But
like Tawny paddle? I don't know.
But no, they got their stuff in like 3 weeks ago. So
yeah, I posted up the other day. I was like, oh, we got dates now. I actually need to see if they've updated it because that's a Thursday again. It was supposed to be street day. And it's like, I thought they stopped doing Thursdays.
Let them have it.
Yeah. But then he immediately put a picture of like, oh yeah, I got this. I took this picture of Tauntauns in the store like a week ago. And I was like, what?
Yeah. So, I feel like FFG is just trying to make up for the...
Obviously, the distribution over, there or...
That's probably what it is, too.
On the upside down is not quite the same.
But I feel like they're just making up for the amount of, crap that Aussies have gotten from GW.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone knows that GW just loves to arbitrarily raise the prices.
This is their warm security blanket and pat on the head. Here you go, guys.
So FFG is like, you know what? We realize like how you guys have been totally disenfranchised from the wargaming community. Here you go.
So we'll shows August
1st. Weeks early. August 1st. Okay, yeah. You know what? That's doable. That's what, 2 weeks from now?
Yep.
2 weeks from today. Yeah.
I'm expecting that we'll probably maybe even get the Shore Troopers due-backs like end of August. I'm hoping.
Okay.
Because September is going to be consumed with hopefully all the Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah. You know what? As a Rebel player, let me have a couple weeks where I've got a little bit of a one-up over the Imperials. I mean, give me some, let me have a little bit of time before you throw the dewbacks and all of the Shore Troopers out there, because I'm expecting a lot of Shore Troopers are going to show up in these gun line units now.
I need to have a fun lizard-themed name for a list that includes Bosk and like a couple of dewbacks.
I don't know.
Lizards on Parade or something.
It's got to be something better
Jurassic parking lot,
I like that. See, that's good. Anything's better than Jump or Crisscross or whatever.
Yeah. I heard that there was a Palpatine boss list that was the Lizard Wizard.
I like that.
Yeah.
You should play that just for the theme.
That wasn't even mine. That was somebody else's.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was going to give you credit for it.
I'll take it. Yep, that was me. All me, baby.
Way to go, Hop.
Yeah.
So that means I need to get my Sabine and Bosk, opened and painted and everything first, because I can't have those guys just sitting there while I'm painting up all of my Tauntauns.
Speaking of, now that you're back from traveling, we have a commission paint waiting for you for last month.
Oh,
just so you know. Don't let me forget to send that home with you.
Appreciate that. I love how you bring these topics up on the air.
I mean,
these are things.
If I don't put you on the spot, I'll just forget. I'm an old man, John.
All right, Hopper. Looks like we've got some qualifier tournaments. Italy, Spain, UK's got a couple, so that's good.
Everyone except for Australia got representation here.
I can't have all the love, okay?
Yeah, we don't want them to think that it's all about the competition.
And for those of you guys who are not, playing 100% on the tabletop, if you guys are enjoying the digital version of the game, there is another tournament league starting up soon. So,
It started?
Did it start yet?
It started last weekend, I believe, the Yavin-based Team League Season 2. So if you guys hang around either the Discord or the general Facebook, if you like watching people play Star Wars Legion digital on Tabletop Simulator, there are more than a few games that seem to be going on all the time. A lot of the streamers also have the games up where you can watch them whenever you want as well. I know
Who's in charge of the Invader League stream for Twitch?
There's several different streamers.
Okay.
Like Kingsley has his own.
Okay.
I know the guys over at Yavin Base, like Endless, he does his own streams as well.
Okay, cool. I have to keep an eye out for those.
So this is a team league, you said. So there's actually like all-star
5 players
teams
per
that are put
team.
together.
And is there like super teams?
There are
It's
some.
got like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
There are some definite stacked WWE teams in this lineup.
Gravedigger, Ultimate Warrior.
So, like, who's all on the best team? Like, what's the best team in your opinion?
We're still going through the first round, so a lot of games have to be played.
Okay.
But my money's on LJ's team.
Okay.
Who's
Who
on
else-
LJ's
who else is on
team?
Can't even list everybody. But
Now you're putting him on the spot.
All right, so
How
We
dare
did not
you?
prep for this. LJ's on the team, though.
you know what? Having got my butt kicked by him twice, that's probably enough to make it a good team.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he only surrounds himself with the best. So that'll be cool. Give us I'm sure you're gonna be watching some of those, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna have to give us the updates on how that's going.
Will do.
'Cause I don't know how to operate Twitch.
You kill me every time.
Yeah.
Look,
Every
this
single
is
time.
why you need to replace. See, Josh was the
Let
tech
me-
person, and
yeah.
well, he and Matt. I mean, relative to me, but
Well, mostly, yeah, Josh.
I mean, you have a Twitch channel, so
I mean, yeah. That's why I'm
that-
like, let me show you the whole world. It's.
are you gonna sing the song for us?
I mean, I could, but I'm not gonna.
Oh,
Are you going to be our Black Mermaid today?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be Terry Crews the mermaid. Somebody did that Photoshop job, and I thought it was
Oh, nice.
amazing.
Nice. All right, so we got some stuff to talk about from the live stream because
So
of
much
course,
information!
We recorded the day before the live stream, and then
Yes.
they dropped a wealth of knowledge on us.
Number one, apparently droids are bad, so there you go.
Okay,
Luke's dice were hot fire. Hotter
No,
than
no,
Dylon's.
absolutely.
Yes, it was pure fire.
Oh.
All right.
Dylon, and Dylon.
he spits when he rips when he rhymes. So yeah, it looked like it was a fairly one-sided affair. How much of that do you think has to do with the circumstance there, like playing on a 3x3 table, and it didn't seem like it was really, I don't know,
Yeah, it was
how the
not
game
a
would show up
normal
on a
game.
6x3.
Well, because mostly, I mean, they were playing with only what we know, and as you pointed out in the last episode, there's quite a bit of room left if you're even going like double boxes on this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think the droid's weight of numbers would have made a
So
difference.
playing 500
Yeah.
points makes sense. I still think that there's a couple of last-minute units that are going to be added in. If not on the initial wave, then immediately afterwards.
Sure, yeah, you have to really make them playable.
Yeah.
At least if you're doing, against any of the original trilogy teams. I thought it was awesome to see all of the units painted up and had the terrain out there and everything. I don't know if that was the stuff that Sean Morris did, but whoever did that terrain.
I mentioned that in chat that I thought it was probably Sean Morris because
Yeah.
I thought it looked similar to a table he'd done. Apparently, it was not. It was
Okay.
somebody at the FFG terrain
Okay.
people that did it.
Well, they knocked it out of the
I
park.
don't know.
The
Yeah,
no, it
models,
looked really
the
good.
models look great.
Yeah.
So, and that their streams and everything have been really quality.
Their production quality is fantastic. I'm super impressed.
And props to Luke and Alex for not only being good at game developing, but also being personalities that
People you can talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't hate having to listen to them for a while. they're knowledgeable. They're well spoken. They can carry themselves on camera. So kudos to them. We're gonna take a quick break, but when we get back, we're gonna look at the command cards because I think that was the big
Oh,
reveal.
boy. Yeah.
You're listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tattooing Network, recorded on location at Power 9 Games. Whether you're looking for the latest releases from Legion, X-Wing, 40K, Magic, or any of our other extensive inventory of board and card games, head to power9games.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER10 to get 10% off your order. Plus, shipping is free on orders over $100. Now, back to the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. John, Matt, and Zach. It's gonna take a little while to get used to that, or I'm just gonna have to.
I wish you had if you had a T in your name somewhere.
I do my last name.
Well, as an initial, because then it could be TMZ and easier to remember that way.
Yeah, JMZ doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, no. Coming back for the jams.
All right, so let's take a look at the cards that we have revealed from the live stream. So we finally saw both Grievous's and Kenobi's, all three of their three cards, and there's some doozies in here. We'll start right off with General Grievous. His 3-pip is Crush Them. Zach, what does that do?
All right, so Crush Them gives an order
Crushes
to
them.
Fact. General Grievous in 2 units. When General Grievous issues an order to a unit, that unit gains 1 surge token for each defeated enemy unit.
So this looks like a card you probably not going to want to play right away, since you're probably not going to have too many defeated units right away. I'm thinking it's, decent. Doesn't jump out immediately at me as like, wow, it's a really powerful card. What are your thoughts on it?
I really like it. I think it's not only thematic, but you lay this down turn 5, maybe 6 if you really need that last push. But, watching...
Yeah, in a close game, I think this could put you over the top. Absolutely.
But my theory, or the reason why I'm hesitant with it, is as a 3-pip card, you're basically ceding first turn to your opponent.
Right.
So if you're worried about something like a Son of Skywalker,
well, suddenly you've got surges to help you out too.
True. Yeah, that's definitely true, and you're going to need that as when you got a white defense dice with no surge for defense. But it's.
Oh, you think there still be ones on the table at this point?
Legions of them.
So many.
So you're right. I mean, you play it late turn or late game, and it's going to have a huge effect. I think. Just.
If you're getting lucky, like picking off like sniper teams or whatever, that can give you 2 or 3 right there that maybe on a crucial turn.
Sure, and with people spamming units 10, 11 activations, this is definitely going to give you an upside against those those units that might be easy to kill. So yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't one that immediately.
It's not your favorite. Yeah. That's fine.
They
don't all have to be fire.
Did it have much impact in game during the stream? I didn't see that portion of it.
I don't recall if they played that card exactly, but
from the way things were going, I doubt they would have been able to capitalize on it.
Right.
With a 500-point game, you only have so many units anyway.
Sure.
So, kind of diminished returns on that card.
Yeah.
You play a Grand Army.
Oh, for sure. That'd be a lot different.
Yeah.
12 surge tokens to you. 12 surge tokens to you.
So, slight segue here. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the announcements for X-Wing that have been coming out this way, a multiplayer format with large ships and things like that, talking about vehicle squadrons for the ships and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
I'm really hoping that's kind of showing a glimmer in the distance for something we might be able to expect from Legion.
For some multiplayer?
Yeah.
I'm always cool with that.
Bigger point armies.
Yeah.
But, so it's like having a T-47 like formation with, red leader and somebody else zooming around, that kind of thing.
So that's the first I've heard of that. It actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, you were gone, I think, while all those things were being announced.
That would be the only way I would probably come back and play X-Wing is in some capacity like that.
Definitely Apocalypse is doing really good for 40K right now, and it's just a fast way to play, with a lot of models. So.
Sure. I mean, that would be really fun in this, and I could definitely see the multiplayer would be kind of cool, especially when you get a game night and you got 3 people who want to play, and
isn't that the worst? Somebody's sitting out, and that's for sure, man.
Cool.
Okay, anyways, 3-pip for Grievous.
So that pretty much wraps it up for that one, I think.
Yep.
The 2-pip, Supreme Commander.
All right, so Supreme Commander gives an order to 2 troopers. It states General Grievous gains 1 surge token for each other friendly trooper unit at range 1. While another friendly trooper unit has a face-up order token, it gains Guardian 2 and can use Guardian during a melee attack.
Oh, come on. We're getting Magna Guard, right? Come on.
I would imagine that would probably that'd probably be pretty good. But with having to have all the units within range 1, it's like, how often do you really want to bubble up your guys? You kind of want to, like, from what I've seen strategically, you want to do the B1s and you kind of want to put them across a line, it almost seems like. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Zach?
I like the idea of General Grievous holding up an idiot droid and having that get slashed. Like that's all I'm thinking when that happens is he uses one of his claw arms from behind, grabs the little idiot B1 and shoves his face right in front of him.
It's definitely thematic, that's for sure.
But in terms of actual viability, if you can get somebody up close with Grievous, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Just, it definitely is going to impact your play style with General Grievous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this kind of restricts him to being kind of a command role, like near his other guys, having a bubble around him. Which the guy that was it Alex or Luke that was playing the
we had Alex as droids, Luke as clones.
So it kind of looked like, from the little bit I saw of the stream, that Alex was kind of playing him off to the side.
Yep. So for those that didn't watch the stream, Grievous actually flanked, went up on the high ground. Obi-Wan then met him on the higher ground by doing a backflip over him.
Okay, they were setting something up. Trying to highlight his scuttling abilities.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. And then Grievous actually went down and started wrecking face.
Oh, really?
It was really good.
Okay, so he actually took care of Kenobi.
Both were live at the end of it, but he definitely took some good shots in and just kept on trucking and dealing out damage. So
nice.
Okay, so maybe they didn't play Grievous the wrong way. But yeah, it just seems like you're gonna want to keep him close to at least some of your troopers in order to play this card, have it be effective in any way. What do we got for the 1 pip?
All right, so the 1 pip is called Trained in Your Jedi Arts, and this is definitely the most interesting card for Grievous.
Dude, first, the artwork on this card is awesome. The artwork on all these cards look pretty cool, but this one has got him, with his 4 lightsabers, and yeah, it's pretty dope. All right, continue. What's on the card?
So it states General Grievous gains Disengage and 1 dodge token. At the end of his activation, he may perform an enemy attack against each enemy unit at range 1 using the following weapon, which is obviously a range 1 weapon with suppressive, versatile, 1 red, 2 black, 1 white.
God. All right, so this makes up for the other 2 cards, which I'm not sure how powerful they are. This is really good. Like, this, Palp sees this and cries. Like, he doesn't have to die to get this. So I mean, being able to disengage alone, I mean that's great. If if your opponent tries to throw something at Grievous just to lock him up for a turn, there you go. You've got disengage. Giving the dodge token's awesome. But
is that how we got away from Obi-Wan?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But man, I mean, being able to shoot that at everything within range 1. If your opponent bubbles up too much and you throw him out, oh man, that's a really, really good card. Did he use that one in the game against Obi-Wan?
Disengage from Obi-Wan, went kind of in the middle of some clones, but he could still hit Obi-Wan at range 1.
Oh,
so
nice.
If you
shenanigans,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was super high up, but he had line of sight and within range 1. So somehow he's whirlwind, lightsaber in, suppressive, everything.
I mean, if you saw the cartoon, Grievous is a monster, so not not out of his wheelhouse at all.
No, and from what we already know on his card, he looks like he's going to be a very good commander. Despite what I personally don't think are like 2 super powerful other cards, like I think that card is great, and I think that he's going to be
well, you can drop those cards when you're having to compete for command card slots with like Newt Gunray and whatnot.
Oh god! All right, so General Kenobi, we got his 3 pip card is actually called General Kenobi. And what does that one do?
All right, so General Kenobi gives out an order to obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi and 2 other units. When Obi-Wan Kenobi issues an order to a unit, that unit gains 1 surge token for each other friendly unit at range 1 of it.
Okay, so another card. It's kind of similar to what we've got from Grievous. This one gives surge tokens for each other friendly unit in range 1 of it. So that's good, and especially since a lot of these units that we're seeing in the Clone Wars stuff don't have the surges built on the card.
Right.
It looks like a lot of them are going to require surge tokens to really be
Something
effective.
to hand them out, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of took that for granted with with the original trilogy stuff. A lot of the stuff had either surge to hit and or surge to defense. So we're going to see a lot of surge tokens being used in this new set, I think. 2-pip card. We got Knowledge and Defense. What does this one do?
All right, so Knowledge and Defense gives you orders out to 2 troopers, and it states Obi-Wan Kenobi gains 1 dodge token for each other friendly trooper unit at range 1. Obi-Wan Kenobi can use Guardian during a melee attack as well.
So this one I think is really good. Mostly because Obi-Wan Kenobi has the ability to do Guardian for other units. We see how good his defensive stuff is, for deflecting, 4 guys nearby. So you're going to want to keep him close to your troops anyway. And then having him being able to get multiple dodge tokens this way, using Guardian during melee. Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a strong card?
I think any of these cards that are given the mechanic to Guardian during melee, I think that's just going to elevate how, that's not a mechanic yet. So surge tokens are obviously new, but Guardian now, that's kind of the weak point of it is, okay, well, if I'm in melee, I can just punch Palp in his face. But now cards are coming out.
But
so I'm excited.
And with more units having the ability to do melee, with seeing Luke and Sabine together, both of those are pretty good melee units. Having Pretty good. Yeah, I would say.
All right.
Luke's a decent model.
A solid man.
Yeah. Med plus.
What do you think of that card, Matt?
Sounds great. Big fan. I hope we see more of that, as you said. Just having something. I want it for Empire.
No.
Well, too bad. Oh, I got 2 Rebel players on the field now.
Yeah, this is weird. Well, because you're kind of a both way player, right?
I mean, I'm probably 75%.
You're bi-faction, right?
Yeah. I'm going to be tri-faction here soon.
You'll try any faction?
Yeah, I mean, at least once.
So we got 1 pip card for General Kenobi, and that's Hello There, which, of course, he had to
Of course, yeah.
I love the meme potential. I love it.
I mean, I think it's been fully plumbed.
So yeah, what did that card say?
All right, so it says Obi-Wan Kenobi gains Nimble at the start of the activation phase.
Good.
Obi-Wan Kenobi gains 1 aim, 1 dodge, 1 standby, or 1 search token for each enemy unit at range 1 to 2.
So this is a card you're going to want to throw like late game when you've got everything all engaged, kind of all bubbled up around those center objectives that everyone's fighting over. And yeah, I mean,
It's funny because Grievous and him kind of want the same thing. They want to be bunched up around an objective, mid to late game, so they can hit that. It's going to be, but Grievous is what, the 2-pip for that, or is that his 1-pip also? I forget now.
Grievous's 2-pip was the one that gives you the 1 surge token for each other friendly trooper unit. So his was based on friendly troopers, whereas Obi-Wan's based on enemy troopers.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like they're both trying to play into each other's hands there.
God, but if you're playing, both Clone Wars, the clone factions, and somebody's throwing the Obi-Wan 1-pip and someone's throwing the Grievous 1-pip at the same turn, I mean that's gonna be nasty because Grievous is just waiting for that one turn when everyone's bubbled up. So yeah, playing with Empire and Rebels, there aren't a lot of units that require you to be close to each other. Like if you're playing Han, Leia, Chewie, then yeah, you need that close synergy to make it work. But nothing to the level that we're seeing with these command cards.
I mean, for the clones, well, I guess for both factions, there's also all the other gameplay mechanics. So for the clones where they can share their green tokens with each other, at range 1, so all those command cards just boost that, as well as being able to pass off their order tokens for the B1s. So
exactly, yeah.
I'm liking the way that they're moving, I guess, these future armies.
Yeah, and I think they both play well into each other. I think an interesting dynamic is going to be to see how they play against the older factions, because as a rebel player, I like spreading out my forces. You know, I like being able to have a unit come out and flank somewhere. And I mean, the Empire, they've got great ways to do that as well. So, you know, if you're playing one of these newer factions, are you going to be at risk of being surrounded easily or outmaneuvered because so much of your synergy requires you to bubble up? I mean,
I'm sure we're going to see different commander cards from different commanders that eventually get added.
Sure.
But that might encourage, like, I mean, Jyn Erso plays very differently from, Princess Leia, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're seeing some synergies there from Grievous and Kenobi that kind of favors that bubbling, but who knows what else we'll see.
Because I think that it's going to really...
You say getting outmaneuvered. I say turtling up and saying, come at me, bro, on the objective.
Sure. But a lot of it also depends on what scenario you're going to be playing.
That's true, too.
Because if you're playing Disarray, for example, I mean, that's not going to be fun if you've got, unless you're just sacrificing one to be
sacrifice one off in the corner, have your Protoss death ball in the other corner, and you're good.
That's probably how people would play it.
Throw the Droidekas out there, and it's like, all right, speed 3, boys, let's get it done.
Speed 3, suppressive, they'll do fine.
Yeah.
I mean, but you get something like Breakthrough, and if you're turtling up, you might move that whole force towards me, but if I find a way to slow that bubble down and then outflank you with a bunch of expendable scoring units on the sides, there's ways to defeat that. So I think that it's going to be an interesting dynamic, and I don't know if it's going to... I'm sure they've probably planned this out way ahead, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but it's not the way I like to play, we'll put it that way.
Give it time. We've only seen so few units so far. I mean, if we're just comparing the original core set to this current
you're getting
core
Tauntauns. You'll have Ewoks eventually.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reason why I want Tauntaun so much. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing like Tauntauns, Luke, and Sabine, and having stuff that can fly across the table. Granted, they might get all shot off by a gun line within turn 2, which is probably going to happen. Stay tuned for that. But, that's the way I like to play. So having units that have to stay too bubbled up, I don't know. It feels like War Machine. That's how War Machine was.
I never played War Machine. When I play clones, I'm more than happy to have everyone bunched up, using each other's tokens, and that just feels like clones to me. When I see the media, the cartoons, that's what I see. All of them are around. There's chaos all around, and hey, they're doing fine.
Maybe the ARC troopers will be the ones out doing their own little special mission or something. But
I mean, they are the few, the proud, the clones. So
Umbara ARC.
That was good. That was a good one.
So all right. So speaking of Bark, we saw the last card revealed.
He's good.
Yeah, he's real good. That was smooth. Especially since we didn't even say that.
Kind of worked.
Yeah, no, I like it.
The Twin Laser Gunner. So that was finally revealed over the stream as well. So what does that card do?
All right. So this is the attachment for the Bark Speeder. The Bark Twin Laser Gunner is a range 1 to 3 weapon. It gives you 2 black, 2 white. And it also it reduces your maximum speed by 1. It is fixed front or rear, so no side arc on this guy.
Okay, but it's cool. It gives you the option of having front or rear, because that's kind of something that sucks with the bikes, where it's like once you've already looped past,
you get
somebody,
your little pistol shots, and good day to you.
Yeah.
So you get regular or reverse cowgirl on this guy.
Now the model, I think didn't we hear that the model actually can
pivots?
turn?
It spins.
That's so
great.
Cool.
It's a great trick.
Awesome. Not that expensive. 18 points for the upgrade, which the Bark Speeder alone was already 90 points, was it, or 80 points? It wasn't overly expensive, if I remember.
Definitely not 90, a little bit lower.
And 18 points for that. For a weapon that throws 4 dice. Not bad. Not a bad upgrade. I don't think it's a must take. I think it depends on how you want to run your speeder, especially since it's going to reduce the speed. Bark Speeder is 75 points base.
Yep, so 75 points plus this 18-point attachment. So originally you're throwing a red, black, and a white, and now you're adding 2 blacks, 2 whites onto that. That's a nice dice pool.
It is, yeah, and it's, because you have Arsenal too with the Bark Speeder. Now, you would normally be able to throw 1 black instead and not have the restriction, so you're basically taking that in lieu of the blaster rifle, so it's a net surplus of 1 black and 2 white. So, is it a must take? No, I don't think so. I think it's a valuable addition. I think getting the extra dice pool, and if you're somebody who doesn't like having to move that fast and outpace the rest of your army, actually maybe moving speed.
Actually,
2
I
is a
kind of
good thing.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think unless you're running an army that needs to move fast entirely, I think especially since the clones all kind of want to stay together anyway, you might be better off moving at speed 2. So, or at least having that the option. So, a good card, not necessarily like a must take.
Those are the best cards.
Yeah, I agree. Those are the cards that are not going to break the game.
Yeah.
Things that.
But it gives you options.
Exactly. Yeah. So that kind of wraps it up for our look at
all the
that.
stream stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing we wanted to bring up too. So our friends over at Games U, the Critical X guys.
Oh yeah.
They had their RPQ recently over in Arizona, and they brought up an interesting thing about strength of schedule. You listened to the Critical X podcast. They talked about that. What was the issue with it?
So if anyone's played Strength of Schedule, everyone already knows it's a horrible feeling when you go 3-1 and the other person who got 3-1 gets to play in the finals and you don't.
Yeah.
So this John Bushman or Bushfax, he explains it way better than I do, but the gist of it is everything's based on the percent of victory points that you scored. So from me trying to condense this into pretty much Barney mode here, each round you will be awarded anywhere from 0 to 1 point. Mm-hmm. And depending on how many victory points that you got, anywhere from, you got 0.775 during this round, and that is what it's being based off of. And at the end, apparently it works. From what I saw, everyone on Facebook who made comments like that more than Strength of Schedule, which even at our RPQ, which went into Arizona, that issue kind of came up as well.
It did, yeah, and I think that there's no perfect system. No. I don't think there's going to be problems with it either way. The complaint that I have about this one, or the worry that I have, is when I play games, even competitively, I'm not looking to just whoop my opponent's butt and make them not enjoy the game. I want both of us to walk away with it from a good experience. So the first game I played, I tried to make sure that he would get as many victory points as he could. I wanted to win the game, but I wanted to make sure that he, did well.
Right.
So, this system almost encourages you to table your opponent. Like, don't let your opponent get any points at all. Which I get it, it's a competition, but I don't know. I think it makes the game more cutthroat than it needs to be.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it.
That's a fair view on that, and I go into competitions kind of in the same manner. If I go to a competition, I want to make friends. Yeah. I'm playing people outside of my community. This is my social hour. But then again, I'm not going in with, okay, well, this year I'm going to be number 1 at World, so no friends mode, hat backwards type of deal.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of what this encourages. It encourages people to skunk your opponent, try to make us your opponent doesn't do anything at all. And I don't know. To me, it's not in the spirit of the game. But then again, that's why I'm not probably winning anything anytime soon.
Oh, you've got the best chance. Well, I don't know. We'll see how Zach does.
Zach's a pretty good player. I don't know.
I've been doing horribly as of late. So
what have you been playing lately?
It's all you. Well, that's kind of part of it. I haven't been playing any competitiveness. With Sabine out, I've been really going for. I can fit a whole lot of heroes into this Rebel army.
Okay.
On Saturday, I played here with Luke, Han, Sabine, and 6Z6 guys.
Okay.
So it was Flyboys on steroids.
That sounds like a good list, actually.
It's a great list. It's a great list if you can actually play all those characters. I'm not strong with Luke, and I'm not strong with Han, and that's why I picked them. I was like, I have these toys. I will play with these toys.
Yeah. So what are your weaknesses with Luke and Han? Are you not aggressive enough with them? Are you too aggressive with them?
With Luke, I'm always too aggressive. There's always a decisive moment in a game where I'm like, I really should be patient here. And I'm like, oh, but the farm boy really wants to slash some stuff. Like, come on. Yeah. I'm jumping over here. I'm pulling something out. And then just everything cascades down. And with Han, I never just gotten enough reps with any game with Han.
Okay.
So when I do have him out, I'm like, these command cards are awesome. If I get him close, it's fun. But I'm just not a good player with them.
So Leia is normally your girl?
Yep.
Okay. That's fair.
Get some reps in, yeah.
Yeah. So at least you're trying it out. I plan on...
Sounds like a pretty fun list.
It's fun. Like, I still have my core Z6s, which I know you hate Z6s over there, John.
I still use them.
He has such a relationship with the Z6s. It's like an abusive ex-girlfriend or something, but he just can't quit her.
She'll give you little times where she'll throw, four hits on there. And he's like, man, look at the Z6 go. And then when you need her, she just blanks across. So, I know mathematically there's a reason to keep them in the list, which is why I continue to put them in my list, but I still hate them.
I love that hurt.
You're glutton for punishment.
Come on, Dad needs some new shoes. Rolls all blinks and not today.
And then the Empire breaks your legs.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to playing some Luke Sabine lists. I'll probably stick with just those two for right now. Maybe throw Leia in there at some point. I think Han's just too expensive to combine with those two. But props to you for trying it out. Honestly, those games aren't the ones that matter. Get your reps in with lists that are subpar or that you just want to play around with, and then if you get the competitive competitive bug bites you.
I wouldn't lock my list in for LVO just yet.
Soon as Tauntauns come out, who knows? I mean,
I plan on playing them, whether or not they're good. I plan on bringing them out there, and maybe I'll find a way to combine them with Wookiees. We'll see.
Wookiees riding Tauntauns into battle.
It's gonna be the hairiest list ever.
I just got a vision of like a Wookiee Centaur Tauntaun hybrid, and I was terrified.
Wookiee Tauntaun cavalry.
Yeah,
make it happen.
Yeah.
Ewoks on the shoulders.
It's a totem pole.
Yeah. No.
All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps up for this week. Matt, do we have
We've got
Patreon news,
yes,
right?
absolutely. So we want obviously want to thank the people that continue to support the show through Patreon and also through T-shirts. So you can still get it at power9games.com.
And these are the good T-shirts too.
Yeah, these are the good T-shirts. These are the ones he insisted on us moving to.
Only the best for our listeners.
Yeah, and they do cost a little bit more, but you can feel the difference. But anyways, special thanks to Feng Zhao, who has pledged, as well as Corey Bezow. I'm sure I said that. Bezow?
How do you spell it?
Bezeau.
That would probably be Bezow.
Close enough. And then an Outrider special pledge from Alexander Williamson. So thank you guys so much for joining us on Patreon.
Thank you
and
very
hopefully
much.
Stop by the Patreon server. I know we had somebody new stop in the other day. So if you need info, just message, the show or find me on, what is it, the Discord?
The Facebook.
The Faces Books.
Facebook.com.
Yeah. Not on the WhatsApp or the Face app thing.
No. Find us on MySpace.
Yeah. Find us in the mined information in Russia right now.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And Zach, thanks for joining us again this week.
Yeah, thanks, Zach.
It.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right. Outriders, we'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Legion Outriders podcast, a member of the Radio Free Tatooine Network.
Only now, at the end, do you understand?
For more from the Outriders, make sure you like us on Twitter at Legion Outriders, subscribe to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Legion Outriders, and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.